Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of There Will Be Duds. This is episode 208. And I am your co-host, TJ, and with me as always,
I am Nick.
And as always, we watched a movie. That movie this week being Con Air from 1997, directed by Simon West. It stars Nicolas Cage as Cameron Poe, a man who is about to be freed after a 8-year stint in prison after accidentally killing a guy. He's supposed to be he's like the good guy, so yeah, he's a criminal, but he's like the most forgivable. It's like the most forgivable crime ever. But as he's like being transferred to where he's going to be released or whatever, some other convicts take over the plane. They hijack it, and they're trying to get all of the convicts out of the country, get them freed or whatever. And he decides to stay on the plane to help his friend who needs insulin because he's diabetic, and he's just kind of a guy in the wrong place, wrong time sort of thing. And he's like kind of becomes a reluctant hero working with the law represented by John Cusack. This is a movie where I don't know if it's quite as is it quite the cultural standpoint that I think it is, or is it just one that's more us because it was like Travis and Andy talk it up so much, and I feel like it was kind of just it's almost like a joke movie, because of the concept and because it's so over the top. But I'm
Chloe asked if it was a dud
is
movie
this remembered?
When we finished it.
Oh, really?
She asked, and I was like, no.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is as well known as it is. It feels like it should be in my head, or if it is a little more forgotten. But I mean, it does have a crazy cast. That's kind of
the cast is insane in this
one. It's got one of those classic 90s, early 2000s cast where you're just all everybody is a face that you recognize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you didn't love Heat when we reviewed it, but right. Did you notice at the beginning when Poe is fighting with those bar patron guys?
Yeah.
Did you catch who one of those guys was?
No, if it's just from Heat, then probably not.
One of the guys is. Do you remember Wayne Grow from Heat? The guy
I remember
with
that
he was
name.
He was balding but had long hair. There was that weird subplot where he was a serial killer and he was killing prostitutes.
Yeah, that He's name the one sounds so familiar. Okay, yeah. I looked him up.
Yeah. He has a very distinctive eyebrow, his eye color and his eyebrows. He just has a very distinctive look. And at the beginning of that movie, when Nicolas Cage is fighting those guys, I'm like, holy shit, I think one of those guys is Wayne Grow from Heat. And if you scroll on the Letterboxd page for Con Air, all the way at the bottom, it's him, and he's listed as uncredited. So I'm like,
oh wow, uncredited. Huh.
I was kind of proud of myself for picking him out because I'm like, that kind of looks like Wayne Grow.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's funny that there's there's so many oh my god, it's that person. Oh my god, it's that
even the uncredited actors are.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
People that and
mm-hmm.
I'm sure what's his name from Twin Peaks in the car that gets
Garland?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Garland
awesome.
Briggs. I'm like, what does he do? I'm like, he's in this too?
That was awesome. That was probably my favorite. Oh, it's that guy moment. That was great.
I love that he also kind of plays relatively that same type of character. Because he plays Scully's dad in X-Files, and I think he's a decorated veteran in that as well. So it's just like he just kind of plays those types of guys. Like I don't remember if he was wearing like military garb in this, but he was like sort of talking with the authority like that.
Kalia said it was like ridiculous how many X-Files actors were in this movie. There were so many people who popped up in X-Files. Like the pilot was another one. He was in he's in an episode or two. I think
Chloe pointed out that the pilot was Kate's parole officer from Lost.
Oh yeah. Same thing with the wait. Who'd you say? Okay. Which pilot are you talking about? I'm talking about the actual pilot. Is that who you're talking about too?
Yes, but they're both the real Lost.
One. I was gonna say the one the convict pilot
Mr.
is also
Friendly.
Yeah.
MC Gainey. As soon as I see his name, I'm like, I know MC Gainey. I like him. He's one of my favorite character actors.
Yeah. He's got a very distinct name and face and also the other one that because of course it's like you have to have him. His name is Bob Anderson or Bob Stevenson. That is like one of the most hey, it's that guy ever. Like you look him up, you have seen him, and like I can't believe he only has 89 credits. That's insane. I feel like he's in fucking everything. But in this, he was the one who was like flying the little plane when they were landing at Lehman Air Force Base, and he like jumps out, and then he like runs into the desert. But that guy's in like so much stuff. He's one of those guys for me where he is like the most recognizable guy who's and he has that kind of name too. Like Bob Stevenson is the most like generic movie actor man name.
Holy shit. Con Air was like his second movie. His IMDb chart is Zodiac, Adaptation.
I think he's been in a lot of Fincher. Yeah. Anyway, apparently I didn't see him, but apparently Powers Booth is another uncredited role in this movie. I think this is officer, just some officer.
Oh, I recognize him. I thought he was like one of those guys that was in The Office with John Cusack, and then the other guy who I don't know his name. He's like the main like Fed guy. That's like that guy. Yeah. I think he was in like this Powers Booth was in some scenes with them.
Okay.
But that dude I thought was doing his best Gene Hackman impression, because it seemed like the way that he spoke and the way that he delivered his lines was very like French Connection, like that pulpy 70s era Gene Hackman. And I think he also kind of looked like him. Like he was kind of balding, but he had like that tight curly hair and like very furrowed brow.
I just heard him as like fighting for his life, trying to sell an American accent because he's Irish. And
is he?
Oh man, it was coming through a lot.
We interrogated him for months. He gave up nothing. This is our last chance before the FBI gets him. Over my dead body, those assholes get the glory.
I forgot. Did you see Hackers? Didn't you watch that recently? Yes, you did.
Yes.
And you recognized Ranoli Santiago. I think is his name Ramon or something in that, or I wish I could remember. I should know his hacker name.
But he was one in the dress.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I said like there was him, and then there was the one who was like getting him the plane. Maybe that guy's name was Santiago. I don't know, or I'm just being racist. And I said to Kalia, I was like, I was like, if I had a nickel for every androgynous Hispanic is in this movie, I would have two. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's more than one.
Yeah.
There's them, and then they balance it out by having Danny Trejo. He's the third Hispanic, so they they balance the scales for that demographic.
True. The yin and the yang, I suppose.
Yeah.
Was Danny Trejo like a known actor at that point in time? Because okay, so this movie came out in '97.
Yeah.
So back then.
Go ahead, just keep going. Sorry.
Oh, I was just say back then, like, what watching it as a person in '97, it might not have been that big of a deal that like there's like all these character actors.
Some of these
maybe they
people,
didn't have
yeah.
like. But like
Yes.
watching it in 2026, having watched a lot of like other movies and other TV shows, specifically stuff like Twin Peaks or X-Files or just like kind of more action movies in this genre, it's like this is like the most stacked cast I think I've ever seen in a movie, or pretty close.
It's
just in
gotta be
terms
up
of
there, yeah.
like
movie
where it's like
43.
yeah, true. Which slight side tangent. I know we were talking about doing the Cine 2 Nerdle battles. Movie 43 is one of my like Hail Mary movies, just because there are like so many people in that.
That's a good,
so many directors and so many actors. If someone plays a movie
smart.
that I'm unaware of or I don't know,
Just throw
my
that.
first guess is movie 43, just to see if someone's in it.
Yeah. Well, now Con Air can be your backup.
Con Air's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is in this.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle too. Yeah. I was gonna say this is after From Dusk Till Dawn and Desperado.
Okay.
And at least From Dusk Till Dawn, I feel like it was pretty well known.
Okay.
He has everybody's pretty memorable in that movie, but he's got like a pretty memorable part. Yeah, in this he plays a pretty one-note guy named Johnny 23.
It's like, oh boy, why is he called Johnny 23?
You'll never guess why he's called Johnny 23, but he'll tell you with like every other line of dialogue. And then you even have like Steve Buscemi in here, who's like, I like when the movie goes along, it's like, oh, he's brought in as like this, he's like the most deranged, like he's like a child serial killer, and he's got like the Hannibal Lecter like restraints on and stuff.
They like wheel him on.
Yeah. So he's more extreme than anyone else,
Yeah.
But then he just like sits around and he just like comments on stuff. He's like he's the like
define
Twitch streamer,
irony.
like yeah. He's doing like the Twitch stream like commentary, like like, yo, this is crazy, like
yeah.
And then there's the part like with the little girl, and it's like, I think that's like, that's a very like tense kind of uncomfortable scene, but then it ends, he just takes the doll and he leaves, and by the end of it I was like why was he in this movie? I'm like, he's literally just here to Aura Farm, like Steve Buscemi brand Aura Farm. I'm like, there's so much that you could say that about half these characters. There's so much in this, that this whole movie, my theory is that this entire movie is an aura laundering scheme, where they just like this is what kind of helped a lot of these, like, propel these guys to be the character actors that they are now, or just like the the names that they are now, is like, we're just gonna put you in this like really stupid movie, this really dumb movie, and we're just gonna let you hang and like say some stuff and be chill for a bit, and then the movie ends with like a little postscript with him like just in casino, I'm like doing the Sweet Home Alabama again. I'm like, what, is this supposed to be good? Is this a good ending? This guy who murdered children is like out, and he's like, I'm feeling lucky. Like, sweet.
Is this it's maybe his Hannibal Lecter ending too, because at the end of that movie, he's sort of released into the general public, but in that movie he's trying to be a little more conspicuous, but now Steve Buscemi's just like playing craps, or he's at the game tables. I don't know, maybe talking to that little girl fixed him and he saw the error of his ways.
I wondered if
guess
that was the idea, maybe, like Oh, I've never talked to a child before. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad
movie,
for wearing that girl's head on my head as a hat or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this movie introduces so many different like little threads and subplots and things, and then abandons them with the same speed that they're introduced. But also, it doesn't really matter. Like, so we turned this on. We turned this on last night, and like I'm aware of this movie, you know, sort of in the abstract. I know it's supposed to be like a 90s like kind of cheeseball action movie that, like, you know, maybe at the time, I think, well, I don't know, at the time maybe it did okay in the theaters, but I think, you know, maybe later in its life it's sort of been reevaluated as like, yeah, it's kind of dumb, it's kind of silly, there's kind of just plot threads that go nowhere, but it's like an incredibly fun time, and like the action is great and the stunts are great. And I was like, that's like really all I knew about it. That and the gif of Nicolas Cage like shaking his hair out into the wind. It's like if you go, yes, if you go to like, you know, any sort of like Facebook Messenger or Discord and you search like to send a gif and you type Nicolas Cage, that's probably like number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then maybe number 1 is either the one from Vampire's Kiss,
that's what
or the one from Face Off, where it's like him singing in the church, and he's like,
when he feels them,
yes,
yeah. Same year as this movie too. Which
I
is
was
like
very
crazy
tempted
year
to like watch Face Off just to kind of give myself a little double feature of like 2 movies that came out in the same time period. But yeah, we put this on last night, and like, I don't know if I've ever seen an opening sequence move at more of a brisk pace than this movie. I'm kind of astounded by it, and I kind of miss when movies did that. I feel like a lot of the time movies now you have to wait. It takes a while to like really get things going, to get things set up, because I don't know, they want to be more deliberate, and I understand that in pacing. But like, hot damn, this movie like moves so fast.
Yeah.
It's like within the first 5 minutes, it's like he like honorably discharged, meets his wife/girlfriend at the bar. Bar patrons are being shitty. They get into a fight. Is that okay? Is this a real thing, or is this like one of those like sort of urban legends where if you hit someone hard enough in the nose, it like shoots like bones into their brain and kills them?
I mean, I know that you can kill somebody by punching them in the face a certain way, so, you know, like that has happened.
Because I was like, that seems like something that like you hear about when you're at recess, or like you're in middle school. I suppose it makes sense though. Yeah,
you know, if you're able to puncture the skull in ways, you know, the brain is a pretty weak thing. So
true.
And yeah, like people have died from just a fist fight, you know.
Right. Yeah, head trauma is like nothing to mess with. Like, people can fall off their bike, and if you hit your head the wrong way, just like you're done, basically.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because that just, again, in the time and place that this movie is in, like coming out in 1997, that just sounds like something that like your friend at recess would be like, yeah, and I heard that if you get hit in the nose, if you like angle your nose and hit the right way, it can kill you instantly. And you're like, whoa! Yeah. And then the movie does it, and it's almost like the 5-point palm exploding heart technique, where it's just like, if you do it just the right way, it's like insta death. But then I laughed when they were in court, and they were like, yeah, it was self-defense, but you're a Marine, and you should have known better that you have like lethal. Basically, the court was like, you're too awesome and badass. You have to go to prison for a longer period of time than you normally would.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know if they use the words, but they might have said that he was like a lethal weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is, that's funny. Because I was like, how are they going to pin him? I was like, this is like the most open and shut case of self-defense ever. But
yeah.
But then they dropped
clearly,
that.
I don't think he meant to kill him. It was 3 against 1, and he was just trying to, you know, act to get them away from him as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also got a pretty big laugh out of like the song. Like as soon as that song started playing in the bar.
How can I leave?
Did you by any chance look up who wrote that song?
Trisha Yearwood, right?
Do you know she performed it? Do you know who wrote it for her?
She didn't write it? Because she wrote a lot of music. I guess not. I assume that she wrote it.
Let's just say this songwriter has also never won a Razzie in her lifetime. Is Diane Warren.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can see that, yeah.
I think that song was nominated for an Academy Award for this movie.
God damn.
And yes, Best Original Song, nominated and lost, but it was also nominated for a Razzie, also did not win.
Oh, okay.
So I just love that Diane Warren, it's like also can't win Razzies either.
Damn.
So it's like, that's the worst place to be. You can't win Academy Award winning songs, but you can't also write songs that are like so bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just assumed it was Trisha Yearwood because I know that she's a songwriter too, but that's damn. Diane Warren is a disappointing institution.
I just, as soon as I saw that, I was like, no way did Diane Warren write that song. I mean, you know, credit to her. It's a song that as soon as I heard it, like I instantly knew it. Like it's like one of those songs that's like in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I realized I was still on Danny Trejo's IMDb. He was in another movie before this. He was in Heat.
As Trejo. That's
right.
As
Trejo, along with Mykelti Williamson too. He's in that as well. He's Odell or what, I forget what his name, Baby O, and Nicolas Cage's friend.
Oh, he's in who was he in Heat?
I'm not sure, but I just saw him.
I don't remember
when I went over there. Heat is
another one of those movies that has like a huge cast. Like
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's also Bubba too. That's other big from Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
When he gets shot at the end and he's like laying on the ground like, oh, I'm not feeling good, and then he's like, don't go. And Nicolas Cage and like his like fake Southern accent. Me and Clea were like, what the hell? Like they're just doing Forrest Gump again.
Really funny in the IMDb trivia. It says that Nicolas Cage traveled to Alabama to work on his accent, and I'm like, where? Because
this is just the Nicolas Cage, like when he's not doing his own accent and when he's not playing like a crazy weird character. This is Nicolas Cage like B. This is the same accent he uses in like like Raising Arizona, or like anytime he's playing like some sort of like soft spoken, unassuming nice guy.
It's got like a hint of Elvis to it, like a smidgen.
Cyrus, this is your barbecue, man, and it tastes good.
But I was just saying to Mr. Dog over here that if it was my barbecue, I'd wait for that old jumbo jet in the sky before I start killing our only leverage.
Shut the fuck up!
Don't you want to get high and get laid as shit?
Because like that's kind of the whole accent that he does in Wild at Heart.
I was gonna say Wild at Heart. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I was like, I bet he uses that accent in Wild at Heart.
Yeah, he sings "Love Me Tender" to Laura Dern at one point.
Nice.
Like,
I
will say at least his accent in Raising Arizona, I think it's better than it is in Con Air. In Raising Arizona, it's
I would say so. Yeah.
This one, it's like, I don't know about that one. It's like I think of when we did, because we did Vampire's Kiss with Connor, right?
Yep.
I remember one thing that Connor said when we did that episode where he was like, Nicolas Cage went into this and he thought, I'm going to do this one kind of British.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the best like summation of how Nicolas Cage attempts these accents. I'm going to do it kind of Southern. And it's never really like fully there.
fully committed. Yeah,
It's like it's like very specifically Nicolas Cage doing a Southern accent. Like,
yeah. 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 Like, it's fun. It is a classic of like, I don't know. I feel like the era of like Nicholas, like bad, like I don't want to say it, like in more recent years Nicolas Cage has been reevaluated, and I think like it's not like everybody sees all of his movies and they're like, oh, everything that he does now is a masterpiece or whatever. But I remember for a while there was a period, it was like in like the 2000s 2010s, where it was like Nicolas Cage is bad. Nicolas Cage is like the worst actor. Like that's what you would see. Like the worst actor in Hollywood is Nicolas Cage. But it's more just like he just pulls a lot of like bad movies. But then he has since been like reevaluated as being like, well, no, he always gives 110%. He's not a bad actor. He just takes whatever fucking movie he can get. And I feel like that period was like after this. I was trying to think like when that started. Like maybe I feel like Wicker Man was probably a big like turning point for a lot of people, for sure. Like that has a lot of like the classic memes with like the bees and stuff. But I was watching this and I was like, this is like exactly that mood too, where he's like, he's not really like good, but he's like really trying, like he always does. So it's like you can't like, so he's not bad. I don't know how to put it. It's the same thing as like Deadfall or Vampire's Kiss. Like he's had these roles throughout his whole career. I think a lot of Go ahead.
I think a lot of that is fueled by out of context clips like surfacing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know. I think that we talked about it when we did God, what was it? See Ya Stingray, like
Undefeatable.
Yeah, Undefeatable.
Yeah.
A lot of those movies like live on in YouTube clips. Garbage Day from Silent Night Deadly Night Part 2. Hard Ticket to Hawaii. That's the other one. Like there's all these clips. And I think that's kind of the case with Nicolas Cage, where it's like you get those movies and then you get like YouTube coming out in like 2005. And like people will just like upload clips of Nicolas Cage. It'll be like, Nicolas Cage crazy moment compilation. And we already mentioned the scene from Face Off when he like grabs the nun and he's like, or like Vampire's Kiss, or like the face, like in like, sort of devoid of context, you could almost think that like these over the top heightened performances are like bad acting because it's like unconventional. It's Nicolas Cage. He sort of has his own category as an actor because no one really does anything like him. He's like,
nobody would make the choices
very wholly unique in his like position in Hollywood.
For sure.
But it's like, I don't know. It's like they would talk about him like people talk about like Adam Sandler, and I'm like, no. Adam Sandler has a handful of like good movies under his belt, but he has a lot of stinkers. And it's like, you put something like Con Air or Face Off or like, hell, even The Wicker Man up against like Jack and Jill.
Going overboard.
Or like any of those like kind of bottom of the barrel Adam Sandler going on vacation with his friends movies. Con Air blows that shit out of the water. Even like his performance blows that shit out of the water. So it's like, he is not a bad actor. He's just like someone that he acts in a way that you don't expect.
Yeah, maybe that's what. I think because like what I'm getting at is like there were multiple times in this movie where he is trying to be serious, and I'm not on that level with him.
Funny.
I'm like laughing at him when he's like talking about how sad he is that he's missing his daughter's birthday for like the 5th time. But when the movie's over with, I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, good.
Yeah, exactly.
You go Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. It's my daughter's birthday on the 14th of July.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice jet. You can take Sandino and leave the rest to rot for all I care. You fire that weapon, 20 pissed off prisoners are gonna hear it. Comprende, esse?
But everybody, like, everybody's going like Nicolas Cage in this movie. Like, everybody I feel like is giving their like their all. Like even I'll bring up like Steve Buscemi again, that like he it's not like he has any like crazy wacky moments, but he is playing Steve Buscemi like his type to a T.
Yeah.
John Malkovich is like playing his type to a T. Like, you could like swap out some of his dialogue in this with like him in what's that fucking Burn After Reading or something like that, and it would work just as well.
I was like, that's like another thing that I said to Chloe. I was like, this is I feel like you don't see John Malkovich going in like gonzo mode very often, and I did reference like Burn After Reading, where it's like he's kind of playing this unhinged sort of like maniac person.
Yeah,
in both of those movies.
Yeah.
Cyrus the Virus. I love that they all have little nicknames too.
Yeah,
kind of like hackers.
I was gonna say that's very similar to when they said that, me and Kalia were both like the Plague.
Yeah,
which is Fisher Stevens' character.
Oh, Fisher Stevens would have been so good in this.
Yeah, he would have been good. Yeah, just bring over the rest of the cast from Hackers. Really,
I mean, honestly, yeah, Matthew Lillard as like one of the inmates.
Yeah, yeah, for real, dude.
Yeah, he would have been great. Shit, Ving Rhames is in this. Forgot about
Ving
him.
Rhames too. Yeah, he's fun too. Like he's a lot more like, maybe it's just because like I've mostly more recently just seen him in the Mission Impossible movies, where especially the Ghost Protocol and really mostly all of them except maybe the first one. He's just like the guy who sits at a chair and he's like, I don't know about this one, Ethan.
Yeah.
And then and that's like all he does. But like he's so like animated and
yeah,
you know, chipper in this. It was a fun
yeah, this
different
is
Ving Rhames than I'm used to.
This is 3 years after Pulp Fiction, so that might be people probably were like, oh shit, Marcellus Wallace is in this.
Right, yeah. He would have been a big draw at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know when John Malkovich became like a bigger name too, because I remember, and I mean I was not watching adult movies at this time. Like I didn't watch Being John Malkovich when it came out, but I remember when that came out, I didn't know that was a real person. I thought that it was just like a character in the movie, and then I was like, for the longest time, I thought that was like the movie that made him famous. And in retrospect, like it probably helped, like having your name in like the title of a movie is, you know, that's a way to get your name out there.
Yeah. And also him playing himself.
Yeah.
Like in a
too.
fictionalized version, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that might be, it's either that or Johnny English. Johnny English might, because I think I saw that as a kid.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Being John Malkovich was probably the first like serious-ish role that I saw him in. Although doesn't he play Lenny in Of Mice and Men?
That's true. I could see that being one. Yep.
I don't know. I don't think I didn't have to read that in school, so I never saw the movie. I know he like I don't know if like classrooms showed that movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we watched it. I've seen it at least, because I did read it. But that definitely feels like one of those that if it wasn't nominated for like any Oscars, it feels like it would be like an Oscar baity movie, like, you know, John Malkovich doing the full the full send.
Yeah. Well, that what's funny about that, there's like a line in Being John Malkovich where he's like sitting at a table in a restaurant, and the movie kind of plays with his like celebrity status, and it's like he's having like this fancy dinner, and I don't know, you can beep this or you can leave it in, I don't care. Like, okay. I'm quoting a movie, but he's like sitting at dinner, and someone comes up to him and he's like, oh, hey man, big fan. And John Malkovich is like, oh yeah, thank you. And he's like, I love it when you played that retard in that movie. And he's like, and now John Malkovich is like, he's like, oh yeah, you know, like he can't like react to it and be like, dude, that's not cool.
Yeah,
but it's just like that's the first thing he says to him.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's a good one too. Like the John Cusack stole Nicolas Cage's look in this movie
for being John. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, oh shit, it's a being John Malkovich pre-reunion. I don't know when. They must have came out around the same time.
That was 99, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so 2 years later.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess gun to my head, I think the 90s might be like my favorite time period for movie making. Like, I mean, there's some great stuff in the 80s. There's some great stuff in the early 2000s. 2010s and on, I think there's still some really, really great stuff, but I think the hit rate is a little bit lower in like the 2010s and 2020s.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, it's definitely not past 2010s. Definitely not that. Yeah.
But like, I feel like, you know, talking about Senator Nerdle bouncing around between like actors and directors, something about the 90s with like people like the Coens, the Sam Raimis, other directors. I don't know, maybe like people like Sam Mendes or
early Fincher,
Tarantino. They like, there's something about that time period where it's just like banger after banger, and like I feel like for people like Steve Buscemi, Nicolas Cage, John Malkovich, even, you know, John Cusack, Ving Rhames, this is like their peak eras. So it's like, it's cool to see them just in so many movies, playing so many different characters, just doing unhinged, insane shit.
Yeah, I could see that argument. I think I would probably give the edge to the 2000s. That might be my favorite decade. And it, you know, of course, like this is saying like what the maybe back to the 80s I would feel comfortable. I feel like anything before the 80s, I would just say like, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen nearly as many things from the 70s, the 60s, the 50s as I have in like all the decades since, you know.
Yeah.
So those are the only ones I'd really feel somewhat fair comparing. But every time I think of like I think, you know, like what are my favorite movies of like this decade, of this decade, of this decade, and then I'm like, well, I feel like for me it's like the 2000s probably has the most that would like oust the other ones.
Yeah.
That vibe and energy of the 90s did carry over into the first few years of the 2000s.
Yeah.
And then like later on you get some of like the best movies like ever, in my opinion. But I mean, even early on, because like early in the 2000s you got the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Well, that's a big boost right there.
Yeah, I think this like being pre like digital effects and like green screens and blue screens were like they were implemented, but it's almost like they were implemented as like a last resort for something where they're like, this is impossible for us to do. Yeah. So we'll just have to kind of cheese it and, you know, do post-production on it to like make it look good. You know, something, you know, another like example of like an iconic movie from the 90s, Jurassic Park. Like CG dinosaurs, they look to this day, they look insanely good.
Really good.
But it was a combination of CGI and practical puppets and like real like tangible dinosaurs in the scene. And it's like, you know, kind of trying to circle it back to like something like Con Air. It all of it looks very, very like authentic and real.
Except some of I was actually gonna bring up the opposite, but as like an example of like how like that like probably at the time or maybe closer to release, it would be like a detriment. But now seeing these like flaws in something like this, it's like it makes it more endearing to me. Kind of in the same way that like the Evil Dead movies do, but that's like way more so because that actually was like a real limited budget and more creativity behind the filmmaking. But anyways, like the part that stuck out to me in particular in this was when John Cusack is like in the radio tower when he like goes to the runway in the middle of the desert where they have that big fight and stuff. He gets there before them and he's like runs up in the radio tower as they're like kind of crash landing there. And he's like looking through the window and you see the plane coming and it like flies over him and is like the most obvious blue screen ever. but I saw that part and I was like, "Aw, that's so cool." I don't know, it's like it's seeing something so cheap is it's I don't know, it's like it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of made me maybe the same way like the Nicolas Cage performance where I was kind of like, there's a mistake, and yet I was like, but they tried, I guess. It's like something.
It kind of has like nostalgia for like a bygone era.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you put on like a movie from the 40s or the 50s, and it's just like it's like a scene where characters are driving and they're in the car and they're like doing this, and it's obviously like there's a composite behind.
Yeah.
Like we just watched the Hitchcock movie Rebecca, and there's like a scene where it's like Laurence Olivier and the wife character, I forget the actress's name, but they're driving around like that, and it's like you can tell that like the background is clearly just like a screen being projected behind them. It's like like it's fake, but it's kind of cute and charming.
Yeah, it's charming. Yeah.
But then okay, so I guess maybe more to my point, to like stuff that I did like. There's like the scene where Dave Chappelle puts the transponder in like some random like Grand Canyon tour airplane to trick the feds into thinking that like, oh, this is where the plane is actually headed, so we got to send our military guys there to like shoot the plane down. And it looks real. It looks like they actually got planes and helicopters.
Oh
and
yeah,
flew
I think
over,
so, yeah.
And I was like,
I
don't know. I was just like, I feel like a lot of times movies would just kind of like digital effects have come along far enough now.
We just don't
where
do
they
it
could
anymore.
they could just maybe film a few close-ups of like they'd get like an actual helicopter maybe, but they would bring the helicopter onto a sound stage, completely surround it with blue, and then just like put in the stuff later. It's probably cheaper, easier. You can get more coverage that way with the cameras because you don't have to like bring a camera rig onto a helicopter into the sky to like film all of it to get all of your coverage. Yeah. But like seeing them actually doing it, like actually piloting like these vehicles flying over the Grand Canyon, I was like, yeah, they did it, because like what else were they going to do? They were just like, they're like, did you see the scene with Cusack with the plane going over his head? That looked fake as shit. So it's like they're gonna be like, well, at least we can get a camera and a helicopter. And then they're like, oh, well, it's either this or it looks fake. So they opted for doing the real thing,
Yeah. Yeah, that's always that is another thing that I notice more now than like ever before, is like stuff like that being filmed on look. It's like we went back, like, when movies first started and cameras were these huge like hulking monstrosities and had to be locked into place. It's like, well, you build these like cheap sets, and the movies are just shot on like a one set sound stage, one angle, nothing changes. And then technology advances, movies advance, and we get these awesome, like, everything starts being shot on location. You get these cool action movies like this, and now we're reverting. Everything's like, well, now we got the technology to make stuff look mostly real, so now we're back to just shooting on sound stages again. It's there is something lost. Even though stuff like for the most part, like, a lot of visual effects are like good enough to make stuff look real, but it doesn't make it look, I don't know, like there's still like a difference. Like it just feels different.
Yeah.
And like even if you did like CGI like the best looking like helicopter chase scene through like the Arizona desert or whatever, it wouldn't look the same as this, or like the Mission Impossible movies, like filming stuff for real. Like that's part of why those movies are, well, they weren't breaking the box office in the last few, but you know what I mean. Like that's why they're loved so much, is because they really go for it.
I was literally thinking of MI2 because it opens up with him like scaling a mountain.
Yeah,
and I
probably
think
around the same area.
Yeah, and I think the story goes is that Tom Cruise only had like a single wire harness because he wanted it to look as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it looks insane. It looks crazy, but it's like so memorable because you're like, holy shit, Tom Cruise is actually like bouldering a mountain range, or like a side of a thing. And I think he tore ligaments in his shoulder when he does the jump. Like I think he hurt himself.
Oh yeah.
Doing that opening stunt.
Yeah,
but it's like, it's worth it. It looks good.
Yeah,
is it MI2 the one that's like considered the worst, or is that MI3?
2.
I mean, 2 kind of feels similar to Con Air, where I feel like there's just like a ton going on, and then it's like you've got these like John Woo fight sequences that are just like over the top and insane.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But I watched it, and it's like I know that this is supposed to be the bad one, but it's still so much fun that I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, in my opinion, people are wrong. That's like maybe my third or fourth favorite. I don't know, I'd have to think about it. Like it's obviously Fallout and then Ghost Protocol. But then that might be my third favorite Mission Impossible. So yeah, people are wrong. That one's awesome. They have like the joustings. They're like get on motorcycles and they're like speeding by each other and shooting the guns at each other, and it's so fucking awesome.
They don't do action movies like they used to. Like
especially now that Mission Impossible's probably over. Probably at least with Tom Cruise, probably.
Maybe if they make another one, Tom Cruise can show up to like ceremonially pass the torch.
Yeah.
To like the next, probably like Glenn Powell or something like that. That would he'd be the next one.
Hey, if he's gonna actually do the stuff, more power to him.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I wonder if they actually are, because like really, like if you take that away from those movies, unless you've got writing as good as Fallout, and if you take away the stunts, you're losing the soul of that franchise. So like you really, if they're gonna recast it and try to keep it going, they have to find an actor that is as insane as Tom Cruise. But anyway, the ending, there was a couple little things I made note of. One was that like they're shooting at the plane in the desert, and they're like, we got the missiles locked on, we can take them out. We're over desert, there won't be any civilian casualties. But then John Cusack is like, no, Cameron's got because Nicolas Cage gets on the talk box or whatever, and he's like don't shoot, I want to see my daughter. And John Cusack is like, he's like, there's innocents on that plane, don't shoot it down. And they're like, okay, we won't. They don't shoot it. But then like they fly into Las Vegas. I'm like, they definitely killed some civilians here.
Yeah,
like
one of the cars crashes and it like catches on fire and explodes, and I'm like, that could be a whole family of 4 that's dead.
Yeah. But then I was like, if they're people in, vacationing in Las
They're
Vegas,
degenerate gamblers. So,
yeah. Their lives are over anyways. So,
and what's funny is like that whole sequence. I feel like the way that it plays out, it's supposed to be Cole Meany's sort of, because the whole time he is like, no, I don't care. They're all prisoners. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Kill them all. Shoot the plane down. Doesn't matter. It's like a net zero if they all, or it's like a net positive if they all die. Who cares? And he's like, they're like ready to shoot that plane down, and John Cusack convinces them to like hold up, and it's kind of like this moment where Duncan Malloy, he kind of has a change of heart, and he's like hold your fire, let him go. And then it's just so funny that his like one little act of grace and charity probably results in like a ton of deaths in the Las Vegas Strip. And I think they even say something to him too. I feel like it's meant to be like banter, but I feel like near the end of the movie when they're like kind of like, oh haha man, that was crazy, like the emergency services are like kind of going around, I feel like one of them says something that's like, oh yeah, like, oh, guess we could have shot him down over the desert and probably wouldn't have lost as many lives, or like there's like a line of dialogue that references that.
Yeah. That was my other note, that they're like patting themselves on the back as like the city's burning around them. Like, job well done.
I was like kind of drawing comparisons to Die Hard, like the relationship between Poe and John Cusack is kind of like Bruce Willis and Reginald VelJohnson, where it's like they, I guess they do meet in this movie, Cusack and Cage
earlier on, yeah.
But yeah, in Die Hard, it's like John McClane and like Reginald VelJohnson. They kind of only have this interaction over the intercom or like the walkie-talkies. So like kind of getting to know each other, but like do they? It's like he's like, I think there's like a line where Reginald VelJohnson is just like, well, I'm gonna choose to trust you. Like he's like, I don't know, you say you're a cop, but I don't know. It's kind of like that. And then I was like, near the end of Con Air, they kind of have that moment where it's like again, like the EMS people are kind of going by with like carts with people on it, and then Cusack and Cage kind of have that moment where they're like, yeah, they pat themselves on the back.
Yeah.
But it's like, in Die Hard, it would have been like that, but it would have been like everyone in the Nakatomi building dies, and they're just like, yep, job well done.
Yeah. It's like John McClane saved his wife. And that's
no
it.
One else.
And he's like, all right. Speaking of, what, Baby O, did he end up living or no?
Yes, he did.
He did end up. Okay. I figured there probably would have been a little bit more if he had died, like a little, like a more focus on it, but I felt like he helped take out somebody, and then he just kind of like disappeared. Yeah, maybe Danny Trejo. And then I felt like he kind of like disappeared after that. So I wasn't.
He got his insulin shot, and then he got his insulin shot, and then that's when John Malkovich basically discovers that Nicolas Cage has sort of been like a double agent the entire time. Basically, his whole secret is revealed. And then, Baby O tries to... He's like... No, John Malkovich finds the guy in like the sort of like area underneath the plane where Nicolas Cage and the other guy got into a fight because the other guy found the letter from his daughter and like learned that he was like basically getting out. He kills him, and then Malkovich sees his guy, and then he's like, oh yeah, and then someone tied the plane to a stone. Like basically someone's been sabotaging us. And Baby O tries to like do that thing where he gets in front of Nicolas Cage. He's like, he didn't do it, I did. Mm-hmm. And then John Malkovich just shoots him.
Like what
it's like he got his insulin. He got his insulin only to be immediately shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the movie's like, well, we can't kill him because we spent so much time and so much like plot development over Nicolas Cage trying to get insulin for his friend.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well, I guess he's just gonna like survive his gunshot wound to the end of the movie.
That was what I was thinking, because I was like, it would be kind of shitty if like he just doing all this and then he just like sacrifices himself. I don't know.
Yeah, he just dies.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever reveal what Baby O did to get in prison, because he wasn't getting paroled. He wasn't like getting exonerated or like let out of the prison system.
Yeah, no, he was gonna continue. Yeah, he was.
And I was like, what if he was just like a pedophile or something?
Yeah.
Like, it's never revealed or like never talked about. But then it's like, yeah, the end of the movie, Nicolas Cage went through all of this to like get an insulin shot for him, saves him from a gunshot wound. Cause like, and then it's just like revealed that he was just like a horrific pedophile or something.
Yeah.
Cause like when they're like taking him away in the stretcher near the end, Nicolas Cage is like, all right, Baby O, you're gonna be fine. And it's like, he's still going to prison after this. Like, it's not like, you know, like getting shot on a plane that got hijacked. It's like, oh, well, like, we're going to count this as time served because it was like a traumatic ordeal for you.
Yeah.
But the movie's like, no, it's fine. Everything's going to be okay for Baby O.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like they might not even like see each other ever again. Because like he's out of prison.
Yeah.
His Cage is, and like, you know, maybe I'll go visit him, but...
Yeah, you're not meant to be constrained by such plot contrivances or to think about them too hard.
Yeah.
Just let it wash over you.
And then speaking of the of like Die Hard, you get it's not quite as like direct as Carl rising from the ashes to like try to shoot John McClane or whatever. But like, you know, there's the part where the fire trucks are all there and they're like wrapped in their blankets and stuff, and then but then they see John Malkovich like escaping on the fire truck. So you got to have your one final like action sequence.
And I'm like, now we're doing a motorcycle chase.
Yeah, now there's a motorcycle chase. Yeah, and then he's like hanging on the fire ladder, like it's going down the highway, and Nicolas Cage is like under it, like hanging down, and he like breaks off the like wooden pike thing. And he's able to stab it like 2 feet through his ankle. Like, how does he have that much fucking like strength and momentum to do that?
He also got shot. Like, maybe it grazed his arm.
Also got shot. That's true. Yeah. I forgot that part was awesome. He shoots and doesn't even react to it.
He just barrels through it.
Yeah. And then John Malkovich gets like uber killed because he gets stabbed through the ankle, and then he's like thrown through like the overpass thing through the glass windows. He lands on the electric lines, and I was like, oh, that kills him. But then no, he like lands in this. I don't know the plan, the layout of this area where they're like going down a highway. He crashes through an overpass, lands on these electrical lines, and then he's just in some construction zone.
Just like an open air construction factory.
Yeah. And then he gets his head crushed. And I will say, I was a little disappointed. I thought he was gonna have some, you know, as the thing's being like raising up to drop on his head.
Oh.
I was waiting for some like final line.
Yeah,
from him,
some like final
or at least
one-liner
like
from him.
Yeah.
See, I was hoping that there would have been like a practical effect, like maybe like a watermelon or something. Yeah, I wanted to see it just like explode out.
Yeah, the movie's pretty R, not like doesn't shy away from its R rating, so I'm kind of surprised how tame that, like, I don't even think you see any blood because it like cuts to that like angle where it's kind of like obscured by the
you kind of see like his like
thing.
arms and like the bottoms of his feet, and he just kind of does one of those.
Yeah,
they should have got the shit that they did with Donnie Wahlberg and Saw with like the two giant ice cubes that explode his head. Yeah, but it is very funny. That's like, okay, well, this like John Malkovich's character has been so evil and so just like plot armor invincible the entire movie. They're like, yeah, they have to do like the Wile E. Coyote Acme Factory, like they could pull out all the stops to kill this guy. Because I was like, oh, they're gonna do the thing. It's like from Crime Wave too, where it's like he's gonna be up and there's gonna be like an overpass, and then that's what's gonna get him. Like the truck's gonna drive through. Nicolas Cage is gonna distract him, and then he's gonna be like, huh? And then it's gonna be, and then like that's how he dies. But no, we were like, my jaw was on the floor, and we were just like laughing when he gets hit out of there and then goes through the electrical line, and we were like, Jesus Christ. Like we weren't laughing because it was bad, just because like, yeah, this movie's been over the top the entire time, and of course they're going to kill him in like an extremely over the top way.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
move on to scoring.
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of funny that Chloe was like, "Is this a Dud Cup movie?" Because like, I could see it. I could see arguments for it. I mean, if it was a Dud Cup, I think it'd be like a very Spudly dud, just because it is so purely entertaining and funny, despite Nicolas Cage giving 110% of the worst Alabama accent you've ever heard.
Alabama.
This is not a Dud Cup movie. This is a normal Cup movie. And like I'm feeling a really, really strong 7, bordering on 8.
Nice.
The plot is pretty. It's hard to say that it's thin because it's spread thin, because it's got a lot of plot ideas that some of it just doesn't go anywhere and some of it doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. But it doesn't matter. Just pretend that you're Nicolas Cage and the wind is blowing in your hair when you're watching this. Because, it's just an adrenaline ride of, like, machismo and corny one-liners. But it's, like, it's so well-crafted, and it's so goddamn fun. And it's, like, we were talking about, like, all these actors, like, in their 90s, periods. And I think all of, like, the top-billed guys are just doing the most 90s thing possible with, like... with their careers at the time. It's like, yeah, everybody's firing on all cylinders. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice. That's right where I am. I was settling on a 7 as well. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it too. Got a lot of the definitely propped up by the cast and by the performance. This would not be the movie that it is if it didn't have Nicolas Cage in the lead, and like John Malkovich and Ving Rhames and like all these guys. Like everybody plays their part like perfectly, ridiculously well. But yeah, I was like, I did find myself comparing it to some of its contemporary ridiculous 90s movies that, like, I was like, it's not quite on the level of like Hackers or Face Off for me. So that's why I was like, yeah, it's not quite there. So I settled on a 7. But yeah, a really good time. I would not be upset watching this tomorrow. Like I just watched it today, and I would not be upset if, like, would I want to watch it the day after that? Maybe not, but like, yeah, it's such an easy, just whatever watch. Very silly, but very, very fun. I am so bummed. I'm looking at it now on the Wikipedia page. The poster, I swear that there was like in the trailer that there was a shot of like the plane flying through fire. And that's like what it looks like on the cover. But then also you have this shirtless guy holding 2 guns up like this. I always assumed that was Ving Rhames, and I was like, please, I really wanted, like, that's not in the movie too, or in the movie either, and I so wanted a scene. I thought it would happen at like the Lehman Air Force Base or whatever. I thought what was gonna happen is like the rope was gonna get tied up, and like they'd be like, oh, somebody's got to undo the rope or we're fucked. And I thought Ving Rhames was gonna like sacrifice himself. He'd be like, okay, I'll do it so you guys can get out of here. And then he's got the guns, and they do like I totally thought what was gonna happen is he was gonna wave them like how like guys on like tarmacs at airports, they have like the like light up rods, and they do like the like signaling for the planes. It's like, I so wanted him to do that with the guns for like as the plane like flies over him, and then he just gets like lit up by the military guys. That I was really bummed that like none of those images on the poster showed up, but yeah. I just wanted to mention that because I was looking at the poster again at the end. So yeah, right after our like literally like
2 hours.
Yeah, like maybe like within a half hour after we recorded our last episode, I headed down to Florida. So that was a long day. That was a very long day for me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, we went down very, very early Tuesday morning and then got there Tuesday night to see the launch of Artemis II, the rocket, which was really a really, really cool experience. Like actually like being there for it and witnessing that, it was very, very cool. But more like I'm trying to think of like I'm not like just going down. It's not like it wasn't like much of a vacation really, because it was just like for the purpose of seeing that, and like we didn't really have much time otherwise. When we were almost back home, I was like looking at I have like a thing on my car where you can set like trip timer or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, like we've been gone for like 4 days was the whole trip. And we were in the car for 2 of them. So like literally half the time was like basically just driving or maybe idling in the car, because we were at the place waiting for the rocket launch for a while. So that could.
Did you watch it from your car?
But we sat on the roof, and watched it.
Oh, okay.
We had a really nice, position where we could do that, and then we just hopped off and left. The day after was maybe like our most vacation-y day. Like we went to the beach because we wanted to before we left. Florida. Yeah. We didn't like go swimming or anything. We just kind of wanted to go to the beach. There was a bunch of jellyfish washed up, so I scooped them up and I threw them into the ocean. Maybe like 7 or 8 of them. There was a bunch. I think some of them were still alive, but I'd never seen a horseshoe crab before. Those things are huge. I don't know if you've seen one.
Oh, do they look like
Kabuto
from Pokemon? Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, every time I see a horseshoe crab, I'm like, that shit looks like a dinosaur. That shit looks like something from like the Paleolithic era.
It really does. Yeah. And they're big. It was so much bigger than I thought they were. But that when we were waiting, there was one like trapped in some rocks. So I like there was one that I couldn't get out. So then I came back when the tide was high and it was gone. So I'm guessing it got itself up. But then there was another one stuck. So I ended up like lifting the rock and I sliced my fingers open because I was like pulling and I was using like all my strength and I could barely move the rock. And then Kalia kind of scooped it out. So that was a decent amount of my trip was spent saving marine animals. But then the other thing I wanted to highlight was like just how much, like, Florida is one of those states that I have like never really had a desire to go to. I've been to it like with my family when I was a kid, like we went to Disney and stuff, but it's kind of like it's like the asshole of America to me. Like it's such an undesirable like place.
I mean, in the last episode, I talked about that show Neighbors and how every single like person from Florida is like an insane person regarding like their property and like the basically everyone, it seems like, is on the verge of like killing each other.
Yeah.
Like over extremely petty disputes.
Yeah. Yeah, and like my brief experience down there last week was just kind of reinforced that. And like I'll visit again for like, there's definitely stuff I really want to go to the Everglades. I've always been really fascinated by the Everglades. The Keys, I've always kind of wanted to drive down the Keys as far as you can drive in a car. There's some other national park things like the Dry Tortugas, I think.
Yeah.
Sound really cool. So they've got
Little St. James is down there.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's high. That's high on my list too. So I mean, there's stuff to see, but like as far as like, I don't know, it didn't do itself much favors. And oh man, speaking of the actual like launch, so we got there, and I thought we were overshooting it. I was like, yeah, it's a rocket launch, but it's like there have been rocket launches since, it's not like this is the first one since Apollo 17 or whatever, there's the space shuttles and stuff. I'm like, yeah, sure, but like I didn't think it was going to be like huge, but gee, there was a lot of people there. There was so many people there. So we got there at like 9 a.m. We not straight from here. We stayed at a hotel in Jacksonville the night before so that we could get up early and get there on time. We got there at like 9ish, and it launched at 6:30 p.m.
Okay.
So thankfully we were right in town, so we were able to we like walked downtown and we like got lunch and stuff. So it wasn't like we were just sitting at the car the entire time.
Yeah.
But anyways, it filled up. There's this huge bridge that leads out to Cape Canaveral, which they had closed for the launch or whatever. And like, so on the bridge, it was just completely filled with people. And where our car was kind of like under the bridge in like this little park area. Yeah, that was completely full. And then, oh man, there were people. So like, I don't know how to explain it. So there's like under the bridge, there's a road that goes, and then there's like a loop with like this grassy area in the center. And there's parking spots on the outside, like on both sides of the road around this loop. People were parking there. And then where we parked and where a lot of other people parked was in the grassy area. So, there were people, you got the loop and then you got the center. There's people parking on this side and then on this side. So we're kind of filling up, kind of making 2 more rows of cars in the center. And then people start parking. So like, this is kind of hard to, so like this is the way that like our car is angled on the grass. Like we're facing the road, right? So then people start parking like this, like directly in front of us, like perpendicular to our car. And they're just like covering like every car. And we're like, and not all these, I'm not saying these people are all Floridians, because these guys were from fucking Michigan that did it to us.
Oh my God.
And we're like, we sat on the hood of our car, and then we literally we as soon as it was like, out of sight basically, we jumped down and we got in the car, and we were probably we had to have been within the first 10 cars that were like on the road and like ready to go.
Yeah.
But it didn't fucking matter, because we were there. We went down the end of the drive where we were. Okay, so the drive in like the little cul-de-sac area that we were under the bridge is like this. The main road is to the left of it. And then to the right is another park where was also filled with people, more like a city park, filled with cars. So you kind of meet at this 3-way intersection, but the road is where everybody was like on the bridge, like all the pedestrians. So they come and they're just not waiting for cars. They're just going. So we literally waiting for all the people to come off the bridge, and then by the time they were getting off the bridge, those people were going to their cars. So everybody in the park, the community park area, they were pulling up. So now we've got like cars coming from two angles and all these people coming off the bridges. We were there literally at a standstill for like an hour and 20 minutes. And
oh my God.
For most of it, there were no cops. I was like, how do you not, like, this seems like the thing that, like, you know,
They
even
do
before.
that shit for concerts.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a show at like Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, and it's like there will be cops, like there'll be like cop cars stationed with their lights on. And there'll be guys out there kind of like directing traffic, like you guys go, okay, now you guys go. Like,
yeah, that's
for like
what
a
they,
rocket launch. There's nothing.
There was nothing. Like we didn't see any cops, and then like the last like 20, 30 minutes of our wait, we finally see some cops pull up, and there's like 3 or 4 of them. And they like, and that's like when traffic finally started getting moving, and it was slow, but it was moving at least, and it was the most like, I still haven't seen Eddington, but the one that I like could see that was like within eyesight of me was like, I'm like, this guy feels like he's ripped from that movie. He was in like the like camo, and then he had the police like the Kevlar vest on, and he had like a long, like almost like Nicolas Cage hair in this, and like a scraggly like Florida man beard.
Yeah.
And he was like standing watching traffic, and then like one hand on his vest like this, and then he would like pull out his phone and he'd just stare at his phone. Like, aren't you supposed to be like doing your fucking job right now, you public servant bitch?
Yeah, he's keeping you guys safe from Antifa.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, getting out of there was a fucking nightmare, but yeah, the rocket launch itself was really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool seeing, I don't know, so I'd never seen like a display of, I guess, human I don't know how to put it, but like just seeing like,
I mean, it's like, it's kind of like a modern miracle almost, like.
I don't know. It's just, it's very awe-inspiring. Like the amount of like we were, I think 12 miles from the launch pad. So the rocket's pretty small. And then you just see, like, you hear like a, like in the distance. Yeah. And then you just see this light, the jet flames or whatever, and then just this huge plume of smoke come out, and then you see it start to go up, and the smoke behind it, it's crazy. Yeah. And then like the coolest part about it is like maybe 20, 30 seconds, I don't know, I have no idea what sense of time was, because they're just like in the moment. I'll say like 20 seconds after it's like actually going up into the air, because we're so far away, the sound actually like travels to us. Yeah, and you hear it's like, it was like I'd never witnessed like a shockwave like that, because it was literally like you could hear it coming, and you hear and then everything like shook and rumbled, and then you feel the like the whoosh over you. It was very, very cool.
You feel like you're in like Los Alamos, like the Manhattan Project.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, yes, that was what I was thinking in my head when it happened. And then, but then to counteract that, it only lasted for a little bit. It wasn't like it went on for like the entire launch, but a pretty loud USA. So okay. I'm like, you guys are fucking ruining this moment for me. Like, fuck off. Like,
so the Artemis II, I think from what I read, it's going around the moon and then coming back.
Yes.
Because have we been on the moon since 1969?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not much longer after.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember the last time we like actually walked on the surface of the moon.
72. So not too much longer. But yeah, so they're essentially doing Apollo 13 intentionally this time, because what they're doing is they're slingshotting around the moon.
Yeah.
Which is where they just kind of go around the backside and use the momentum to shoot back to Earth, and that's what they did in Apollo 13. But yeah, so this is, I think they said Artemis 4 they're planning on landing on the moon. That's their goal. But that's kind of like what, so like Apollo 1 through 10, they all like, they started out just like going out to, they're basically test runs for going to the moon. So like this one would be like most closely associated with like Apollo 10, I think, because that was like where they kind of went, and I think they orbited the moon. And it's like each Apollo is like testing another stage. It's like, do we have the technology to do this thing? Do we have it to do this thing? Can our landers work? Do the return, the return, I forget what they're called. Do all these steps work? So that's what each of like the ones leading up to Apollo 11 were. And so that's what, Artemis 1, 2, and 3. And then, like I said, I think they said number 4 is when they're going to try to actually land on the moon again. Which would be very cool.
Yeah.
If they did.
I hope Jeff Bezos gets to do it. I hope he gets
yeah. Yeah.
Then maybe we can leave him there.
Yeah.
You make a warehouse on this bitch.
Yeah.
Here's a bottle you can piss in.
But yeah, I'm assuming I would if we have more time, to kind of plan for it, I think it'd be really cool to go to again. But I'm assuming when they do go to the moon, that one's gonna be even crazier, I would assume.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how close were people allowed to get to the launch, or was it all pretty much relegated to like X mile radius of it, or like is it like a ticketed event where like if you enter like some sort of like lottery, you can like maybe get selected to like sit close and watch it up close? Or
yeah, there is it was like a small like a high school bleachers, maybe like smaller than that, but that was like paid, but apparently it was like really expensive.
I can imagine.
And that's like on the base. I don't know how many miles away that is. But other than that, I think where we were is like it's like the best public viewing area, and it was 12 miles. It's a ways away, but
I saw a handful of like Instagram posts and videos of like people that were flying by like on a commercial airliner like during the time. And there was like someone looking out their window of the airplane, and you could see it coming up, which that would have been an insane view to be on an airplane and watch it pass by you as it like just goes up and up and up and up and up.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you see it go up, it's like it kind of hit me afterwards, like how fast it got so high.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild. I told Clay, I was like, honestly, like how expensive could those tickets be? Like I would maybe pay like a chunk of change to one, be closer, but also to just avoid this fucking bullshit. Like more importantly, just avoid this stupid shit that's going on. Because it was almost like comically like just bad how backed up it was.
Yeah,
stupid. But yeah,
hell yeah. No, I would love to see something like that someday.
Yeah, well, maybe next time.
That'd be kind of fun.
Now we got another movie to watch.
Yeah.
Ooh. And that movie is technically not a movie. So this is a little cheat that I made.
Oh.
But it's about, I think it's a little bit longer than a movie. But it is not much longer. Oh, I don't know. It's maybe like 2 movies. So anyways, it is an anime series from 2004 by Satoshi Kon, who we've talked about a couple of his things on here. Still not one of his actual movies, even though I'm pretty sure I have all of his movies in the cup. We've never done like a directed by,
like a Paprika or
yeah,
Perfect
they're all
Blue.
these like, yeah, like we did like Memories, which is like or we did the Magnetic Rose, which is like a short film or whatever, and but anyways, 2004 Satoshi Kon miniseries called Paranoia Agent.
Oh, I've heard of this. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's like 13 episodes and they're like 20 minutes. So that's why I figured it'll be like, how long is that? Like 4 hours.
Okay.
I have no idea. So I was like, we're doing the 2 weeks now. So
Yeah.
it's not like a crazy huge commitment. What is it? Yeah. 13 episodes.
Okay.
And yeah, I believe they're anime episode length, so fairly short.
Okay.
And this might be I said 2004. So this is, I think Paprika was after this, and then maybe that was the last thing that he did, because he died in like 2010. So he did have a tragically cut short career and life. But yeah, this was I think his only television series though. He did his movies that he worked on, and yeah. So yeah, this will be technically our third thing like with him involved, but yeah, then I have his 4, so he's got this and then 4 movies. I guess I didn't realize he only directed 4 movies, but they're all like ones that you've probably heard of, like Paprika, Tokyo Godfathers, Millennium Actress, and Perfect Blue.
Yeah, I found Paprika like on Blu-ray at like disc traders for like $5 and grabbed it.
Oh, so I got it. Oh, nice.
I have a copy of Paprika. I'd like to have a copy of Perfect Blue because I do want to see that.
Have you seen Tokyo Godfathers?
No, but I saw you log it around Christmas time, and I've seen people say that it's like a Christmas movie.
It's great. It's so good, yeah. And that's the only one of his movies that he's directed that I've seen. But it's great. Yeah. I really, really like that one. And then I loved Magnetic Rose too. And then World Apartment Horror is, its own thing. That's a little different, but so that's why, like I said, I put all 4 of his movies are in the cup, because just from what I've heard of him, what I have experienced from him is it's done nothing but like made me want to see all of his stuff. And it's like with a filmography that short, it's like it's hard to find an excuse to not be like, well, might as well
knock it all out. Yeah. Cool. All right.
So, yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled for Paranoia Agent, watch it before the next episode. These episodes come out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST, as on YouTube in video form, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more in audio form. We also have social pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Please interact, comment.
Yes.
Do the stuff. We get a little bit of activity here and there. We like it. Please give us more. And with all that said, this is my barbecue, and it tastes good. I'm TJ, and with me as always.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Yeah, that was the other one I was gonna do.
and I am Nick.